pencil and scale. Draw a line, and that line is an incident ray which will strike or which will touch your prism inclined plane PQ. Okay. Now what you have to do? Take the prism and place it again on the triangle. Okay, such that the triangular edge will be here. And from this side you observe straight to the two pins. From the glass prism, you observe first you arrange the two pins in a straight, and even here arrange two pins. Just even these two pins should be straight. When you are seeing from the prism, these two pins should be like straight to the two pins. After that, remove the prism again and join these two pins now. Okay. Now, actually what you thought from here when you are saying all the four pins are in the straight line. Okay. After joining this line, try to join this. This will be your emergent ray, children. Okay. Here I made this angle 60. First initially I took angle 60. With the protractor, the incident angle I took is 60. Okay. And I just by seeing straight from here, from this side of the prism, I pierced even two more pins. I thought they were straight. And after removing the prism, I just gave a line. Connecting those two pins. And I observed the angle with the normal. I just gave it normal even, and I observed the angle with the normal, and I got 845. Okay. So what I thought, actually when I was seeing from here, I thought all these four pins were in a straight line. I tried to join them, but actually there was a bending here, and even here there was a bending. It was not a straight line. That means the line is deviated its path. Actually what I thought, here the two pins are there and here the two pins are joined. It will be like a straight line I thought, but I did not got a straight line. There was a little bending at the two inclined planes. So there was a deviation. Okay. I just extended the incident ray and even the emergent ray, and what is the angle present here? I observed that angle. The angle present here, I observed the angle, and I noted down it as angle D, angle of deviation. So first initially I took 60 degrees. Again I removed that paper and I placed one more paper, and with the same prism I gave again the outline. Now this time instead of 60 degrees angle with the protractor, here I made a line of 55 degrees angle. 55 degrees angle. Okay, children. When I made an angle of 55 degrees and same procedure, I have kept two pins, and after that I kept the prism again here. From this side I observed and I kept two more pins here in this right. I removed it and I measured this angle also with the normal. Then I got 50 and I extended just to same procedure. What is the procedure? You have to take a paper. On the paper you have to draw the outline of the triangle. Take some angle. Let it be 60 degrees or 55 degrees or 50 degrees or 45. Whatever it is. That is your incident angle. Keep the protractor here. With that angle you just draw a line. Okay. On that line you just fuse two pins. Okay. Then take the prism and keep it here again. And from this side you see those two pins. To straight to these pins, arrange two more pins. Straight to the pins. If you observe, straight to the pins, arrange two more pins. Arrange two more pins. After that, remove the prism and join these lines also. Here also you draw a normal. Here also you draw a normal. Here you observe what is the angle you got here. And already this angle is the angle taken by you. So you will know those angles what you are taking. And observe the angle what you are getting here. And extend this incident ray also and this emergent ray also. There what is the angle made by these two? Observe that and like that you have to do at least 4-5 readings. You have to. Okay. After that, if you observe this, these are the angles I got. Okay. If you observe this, see here. Initially, when the incident is 60, when it was 60, emergent rate 45. Okay. So 60, 55, 50. So it is decreasing here. Even here, see here 45. The deviation 45 to 44, 44 to 42. Initially, when the incident angle is decreasing, the angle of deviation also decreases initially. After that, for the further decrease of the incident angle, the angle of deviation increases. At a particular place, there will be a number which is having minimum deviation. In these 5 readings, which one is the lowest? That is called as angle of minimum deviation. So, by taking these values on x-axis and these values on y-axis, I plotted a graph, and I got that graph like this. And this is the angle of minimum deviation, 42. With the help of that angle of minimum deviation, I can calculate the refractive index of the prism. That is, refractive index of the prism formula is sin A plus D by 2 by sin A by 2. A is already I told you in the parts of the prism, nothing but the angle of the prism. The angle of the prism is of equilateral shape is 60 degrees. So A is 60 degrees, and by taking the readings, my minimum angle of deviation is 42. With that, we can calculate the refractive index of the prism. Okay, you have to keep in your mind that first the angle of deviation, as the angle of incident decreases, the angle of deviation also decreases till certain limit. After that, the angle of deviation increases. Whether your experiment is correct or not, to check that in maths, for every problem you will check your answer, isn't it or not? So even here, to check your answer, there is a formula called as I1 plus I2 is equal to A plus D. This is angle of incidence is I1, angle of emergence is I2. And you know A is 60 always. So these two values, the sum of these two values should be equal to the sum of this and 60. Check all the readings now. Let me take this 60 plus 45 is equal to, here also 60 plus 45. See here 30 plus 86. What is 30 plus 86 Nana? 116. So 116 is equal to here 50 plus 60. So what is 50 plus 60 children here? Again 116. So it is practically correct. Sometimes you may get 1 or 2 digits variation. That is your practical error. That means you made a mistake while fixing the pins or something. So practical error. Sometimes always practically you can't be correct. Sometimes you may make mistakes here. So that practical error, if there is only a little practical error, you can ignore. Otherwise, if these two y plus y1 is equal to a plus d, then you did your practical all very perfectly. So this is the way to find out the refractive index of the prism. It is very important lab activity, children. Generally, many times they are giving you this how to find out the refractive index of the prism. Note down the readings even and the formula and make a running notes. Okay? Thank you.